Hello everyone, and welcome to the next patch along video. In this video I want to show you how you can use the loop reset button in order to create a timed percussion event. In this example I'm going to make a kind of wash, a kind of a combination of a clap and a crash sound that I can time anywhere I want on my sequence. So to set up the patch, all you need to do is connect the loop reset post to the clock division 0.25. Next, we're going to connect the 0.5 post, and we are going to sync the LFO to the 0.5. You can also do, I'm going to show you later how you can actually change that if you want, but for now I'll show you with the 0.5. Then we're going to connect the triangle LFO to the tune mod post. And the last connection is the triangle to the clock mod post. Okay, you're going to want the LFO on the shark fin, I guess, or all the way to the left, whatever that is called, a shark fin wave. You're going to want the frequency to be around 9 o'clock. Reverb all the way up because this uses the reverb to make the effect. You're going to want the tune all the way down or all the way to the left. Feedback about 9 o'clock will work. You're going to have the clock mod all the way up and the time all the way down, all the way to the left. This is a reverb effect, so make sure you have reverb selected. And lastly, this is going to make use of the pitch version of the reverb. Next, we just need a little bit of a beat to work with. Just a nice simple beat. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how we can time this effect just on beat, on the first beat, on beat 1. And then later I can show you how we can move it to any beat. So here we go. 1, 1, 1. All right, so I just hit it on the 1 and pressed it several times. It works the first time, but I just do it a few times to make sure that I'm really getting good timing and all that. Now, in order to hear the effect, all you're going to need to do is feed it a signal, and I find it works best with the bass drum. So I'm going to turn up the effects knob, and we will hear a build-up and then a crash. Here we go. All right, well, that's the effect. Obviously, the volume is controlled by the FX, so you don't need to have it be that loud if you don't want, so it can be real subtle like. But I think it's like a nice kind of riser, and then this splash event, and it's pretty exciting. And in context, I think it can sound really good. Let's bring in a bass beat here. Here we go. So that's the basic effect. You can move that around, of course. The way that this works is when you hit the loop reset button, it is also resetting the LFO, the start of the LFO. The reset is where the crash occurs. And so we can place that anywhere. We could time it in time with a snare hit, which sounds really cool. So let's time it with the second snare hit of the beat. So I'm going to hit start the beat. So 2, 2, here we go. We're going to push it. 2, 2. All right, so now it's going to hit on that snare. And you'll hear that 2 cycles of the pattern go by before the event happens. And that is because we are on 0.5. But if you want the event to happen every single 16 16 beats of the loop, you just can move the sync to 1. So let's bring it back to the beginning beat. 1, 1. Okay, here we go. There you go. Crash. But you'll hear that the buildup isn't as long, and the crash itself isn't as intense. It doesn't get as high of a pitch. So here we go. Still sounds cool, and you can still bring it in. And likewise, you can move it so it happens every 4. So this is every time, or every 16 beats. This is every 30. The 0.5 post for every 32 quarter beats. And for the 0.25, if you put it on there, it's going to be every 64 quarter beats, or i.e. 4 bars. So I won't show you that because maybe it's a little bit boring. I'm putting it back to the 0.5. I'm going to move it back to the second snare, 2. 2. There we go. One thing that you can experiment with is experimenting with these knob values. Try turning up and turning down the feedback. Try playing with the tune knob, and try playing with the click mod. All of those will affect the sound. You can also play with the various shapes here, which is actually pretty cool. Maybe I'll show you that. So let's bring back in our beat. There's our beat, and let's time it on the 1, 1, 1. Okay, and let's bring it up to the triangle shape. Here we go. So you hear there's no real like crash event because it doesn't have that sharp edge, but you know, having that in the background can be pretty cool. Let's bring the bass back in. You know, to have this come in as a sound effect. Just kind of in the background. Kind of builds on the second one. It's kind of a nice little space age effect, and let's try bringing it all the way. This was one I liked least. Anyway, that is the technique. I think that this is a technique that can be widely applied using the loop reset button as a intentional reset of either the LFO or the Chaos module in conjunction with the reverb effects unit. I think there's lots of timed percussive techniques that could come out of this. And if you find something cool, make a video, share it, because I definitely think that this is one that I've barely scratched the surface. This was kind of like the first cool application I found of it, but I bet that other people can come up with way cooler variations. That brings me to the shout out for this video. ZnZerna is doing really cool stuff with Pulsar-23. They have a music hour that's cool. You should definitely check out ZnZerna on YouTube. I'll have a link in the description. Shout out to everybody over on the Discord. Of course, SR Wilson for organizing it. Everybody there, Dopamine, I'm seeing the cool stuff you're doing. Anyway, it's just cool to see that community continue to grow. So let me know if you like the video. Let me know if you come up with anything cool or anything else that's on your mind. And I'll see you guys on the next one.